Look like a hot mess, and this lighting does not do me justice. Well, I think I'm just gonna get started. Um, Hello. So, this is just gonna be a quick live stream. First off, I'm very sorry for the lighting. I do not know what's going on, but yeah, it's what I'm currently dealing with. So obviously for today's live stream, I'm not drawing, I'm not painting, not because I don't, not because like I don't want to, well, like 50% that, but also just because I am very tired. I have almost zero energy because today just wrecked me, I guess you can say. Like mentally, physically, all that. I did not. Sorry, I'm just fix this lens. I feel like this could help. No, it doesn't. Sorry, I'm trying to fix the lighting. I know it's just ugly. Oh, well, this live is going well. So, seriously, you were like dark earlier. Hold on. I mean, I hope this helps, but yeah. So, obviously, I'm not drawing or painting today only because today just took me out like so much. So pretty much here's what happened. So last night I had gotten like 5 hours of sleep. I got like 5 hours of sleep last night, and pretty much that was just the start of today just not going well for me. Um, so after my 5 hours of sleep, barely having enough energy, I had got up, went to work, but my coworker has been out this weekend because he had gotten sick. I am not going to say what they're sick with due to obviously that's their personal business. But yeah. So this was day two. Now yesterday, I remember yesterday when I was at work, everything was fine. Um, Nothing too crazy. I mean, it was a little crazy, but it was manageable. But then, today at my job, things just did not go well. So, first thing that happened was about an hour or so after I had opened up for breakfast, one of the guests had came up to me and said, "Hey, this cheese omelet is burnt, and this is burnt, this food's burnt, and honestly, I'm just looking at this dude like, what?" And because here's the thing though, the food was normal. The food was obviously not burnt. I've checked it myself. I made sure it wasn't burnt, but customer support, the customer is always right, I guess. And well, this customer or this guest, apparently, I didn't know, I guess they woke up on the wrong side of the bed or something, but basically, yeah, I just felt very bad and decided to go back in the kitchen, and basically I had to recook a bunch of food, which sucked because basically that meant I had to cook. I had to recook like six pans. Six pans. What's up? Hey, sorry, I was just talking about how my day went. How are you doing? Anyways, so yeah, um, somebody basically just came up to me and complained about food. For one, was not burnt, but apparently they just wanted it to be burnt because I had learned years ago that apparently you can't really like satisfy everyone with like your hospitality, and when you do try, they're either like gonna be impressed or really they're just gonna give you the same attitude. So, yeah. So that was one of my rough mornings. But anyways, afterwards, I didn't really like see that guest really. I'm guessing like they must have like left or something, or may have gone to like the McDonald's across the street. I don't know. But anyways, so after that, I was at my, while I was in the middle of my shift, all of a sudden, I saw that there was smoke coming from the oven that we have, and I didn't know what to do, so I just decided to open it up and thinking it was a smart move, but then I had set off the fire alarm. I set off the fire alarm, and pretty much what had set off the fire alarm was, of course, I had burnt pork sausages in the oven. I burnt them. And that caused the fire alarm to go off, and basically I had to go around and say, hey, everyone evacuate, and my coworkers were with me too. At least two of my coworkers, no, three? Like three of my coworkers were there with me. So, yeah, there's that. And yeah, I just was very embarrassed because then next thing I know, the fire department shows up. I had to explain to them what happened and tell them that I had accidentally set off the fire alarm because I burnt pork sausages, pork links, and well, they just went in, they did what they did, and they left. Yep. And then, right after they turn off the alarm, my hearing, so like in my left ear, I couldn't hear. I was basically deaf in my left ear for like a whole hour and a half, I think. I don't know. So, yeah, that was very uncomfortable. And then when I told my coworkers about it, they were like, wow, uh, excuse me, sorry. So one of them had basically said, well, you know what? I'm going through a headache. So, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm guessing we were all pretty much having a rough morning because it was very busy, and I don't think a lot of us were like very in happy moods. So, really, yeah, I think it was just like something in the air or something. Maybe the pollen. I don't know. But yeah. And so, anyway, and then right as I left for work, my right arm basically went numb, and pretty much I just pretty much was like, I give up. I'm just gonna go home, lie in my bed, and just think of something. Hi, bro. Hello. Them? I was talking about my coworkers and how, like, pretty much me and my coworkers were having a very rough day. Yeah. So, anyway, so then I get home, and pretty much, well, I get back. Call this home. Hasn't been for a while. So then when I got back from my job, I basically just crashed on my bed. So, yeah. And now I have to do it all over again on Monday, tomorrow. So yeah, if you're just joining, I'm talking about how pretty much this morning I had a very rough morning. It had drained me both physically and mentally, and to the point where pretty much I just want to not be around people. Yeah. Because I don't know if anyone else has ever like dealt with that before where like they just had like such a bad day or a bad morning. If you're watching this, I don't know if you have ever had like a bad morning and basically you're just like I just need a break and just be by myself. Like that is how I'm feeling right now, and I don't know. So yeah, my morning was very rough. It was very rough. I basically just I basically just had a very rough morning, and honestly, honestly, I just don't know. I'm just hoping tomorrow's better because this weekend, I kid you not, this weekend has pretty much been very rough for me. I don't know what or why I'm like this. I don't know. I so yeah. Sorry for not commenting on your lives. That's perfectly fine. Mm. I'm sorry you had a rough morning. Ice cream helps. I don't have ice cream. I did have ice cream, but I ate it Thursday night. So, yeah. Bro, you are gorgeous. Oh, thank you. Yeah, pretty much this morning was very rough on me, and I had worked from 5 a.m. to almost noon. Almost noon. So, I ate pizza today and yesterday. Okay, you're a loser. Oh, wow. Thank you for the sweet compliment. I'm basically like beyond tired, so I worked from 6, really. Where are you from? I am from America. I'm from America. Crying about work, lol, sounds like a bum. Wow, thank you for the compliment. No, here's the thing though, I'm not crying about my job. It's just that today, because here's the thing though, I do enjoy my job. It's just that once in a while, Um, my job pretty much just like drains me mentally and physically, and pretty much when you've had like a very rough day at work or a rough morning or a rough evening, or even if you work all night, and sometimes it can be very rough. That is all I can say. What's your job? I work as a cook slash chef at a hotel. I've been doing so for 2 years. So, yeah. And my job involves me from waking up at 4 a.m., working from 5, close to 11. And I work 4 days a week. Let's see. You gotta find joy in your work. I actually do find joy in my work. Thank you very much. Um, So, one of the things though that I do enjoy about my job is the socialness. I do get to be social with other people. I get to talk to new people. I get to talk to my coworkers. So me and my coworkers, some of my coworkers, we are very friendly towards each other, but it's platonic. So yeah. So pretty much we're like brother and sister. It's like a weird brother and sister relationships, if that makes sense. Meaning like we like to joke around, tease each other, and I think that's like fun to have at a workplace. You know what I mean? When you get to hang out with someone, at work, your work friend, and just be, yeah, yeah, just be like, at least this helps like brighten up your work day. So. 21 palms. I think I said 29 palms. What is truly work? I do not know because right now in America, the job market just sucks. Okay, the job market just sucks. Okay, you can literally ask anybody. The job market just sucks. So, yeah. But, anyways, what was the other questions? Sorry, I didn't get to see the other questions. How much do you get paid? Cooking skills are easy to be upgraded. So, So I get paid like $12 an hour. I used to get paid 10, but then I got a raise. I got a raise. So I got a raise, which does help. It does help. Getting a raise does help me pay some extra bills, but yeah. If drawing is your power, what are you without it? I don't know. I will say though, drawing and painting is pretty much my one way of like helping me like fully express myself and let out like my just my artistic side that helps. You probably heard this before, but I find your face offensive. Actually, I don't think I've ever had that. Not like ugly, just offensive. Well, that's weird. I don't think I've ever heard of that. I don't think I've ever heard of that. Normally though, whenever like someone would mention my face when I was younger, it was either plain or ugly. That was it. Plain or ugly. That was like the main two. Meaning that my face just apparently did not fit like I don't know. It's just weird. I think that though, as I got older, I think that as I got older, I generally just do not com don't care what else people have to say about my face because my sorry, my elbow just hit my painting. Hmm. You're not ugly, but your face just offends me. I have no clue why. That's the weirdest question I think I've ever been asked when I've started going live here. Huh. Yeah. Sup. Hi. So, yeah. Hello. So, I don't know why people are saying my face is offensive. I'm gonna be honest. Every time I look at my face, I always assume like it's bloated or it's just tired. That's basically what it is mostly that I feel like. My face is always tired. Like I have eye bags and I do have a little bit of insomnia. Um, why are people saying your face is offensive? I generally don't know why. Um, get a job, man. I do have a job. I do have a job. Thank you very much. And I get paid next week. No, I get paid this week since it's Sunday. So I do have a job. Thank you very much. And currently, right now, the lighting in my room is not justifying because we were supposed to get cloudy days. So stop trolling. He does have a job. Yes, I do have a job, and I'm very thankful to have a job because, as we all know, the job market pretty much sucks. You work what, bro? I work as a chef. I remember when I was unemployed, sending blessings your way, bub. Aw, thank you. Bro, everything good? Um, it's been a lot. My badge, my badge, well, my it's hard to explain what you mean by like badge. So like I wear a necklace with like my name tag on it, but this name tag is also a key to get me in and out of a building, if that makes sense. So my job, I work in hospitality. I've been doing so for over 2 years now. I've really been enjoying it. I have been thinking about moving recently since I am turning 25. I couldn't be a shift. I'd be eating. Yeah, not gonna lie. That is me most days at my job. So most days when I'm at my job, when I'm eating, sometimes I'll eat like a little piece of food in case I'm bored, in case we're like slow. And since we're coming up on Monday, Mondays are pretty much our slowest days. So pretty much I feel like tomorrow it's gonna be easy, but yeah. Not gonna lie, sometimes I do eat some of the food that I cook in the kitchen where I work. So, yeah. And excuse me. And sometimes I do have the drinks as well. I mostly I mostly get the orange juice. I mostly get the orange juice. I drink a lot of orange juice at my job. Would you end up looking like I don't know who that is. Chill? What job do you have? Well, like I said, I work in hospitality. I work as a chef. Um, this may not be a, it may, my job may be a little bit crazy. It makes me wake up early in the morning, but it does pay my bills. It does pay my bills. I will say that. It does pay my bills and my insurance. So, and that is like the main thing that I'm currently focusing on. So, right now, mainly the money that I do make either goes towards my bills or goes towards my savings. And I have been trying to rebuild my savings for the past few months. You, are you gay? I'm bi, but thank you. Bro, you're crazy for not making a cooking channel. I would like to make a cooking video because I would like my channel to be like other things that I do. But I just don't know what to cook. That's the problem. That's the problem. I don't know what to cook. I don't know what to cook. I don't know where to like, should I do something like basic, like a pizza or pasta? Like, I don't know. Or should I do something extreme and challenge myself when I'm cooking? You know what I mean? I just don't know what to do. What do you look for in a man? Hmm. Okay. What do I look for in a man? Well, since I'm bisexual, I date both women and men. I guess you can say is like, I don't know. I honestly don't know because I'm pushing 25, and really though, it is very hard to meet somebody, especially when you're in a small town. And half the time when I have met someone, honestly, it was like, no. It was just no. Yeah, I'm turning 25 in 2 months, in less than 2 months. I'm turning 25 in May. Um, I'm not how it feels to be bisexual. Confusing. Well, technically, actually, no, it's more like open for me, really, though. Because here's the thing, though. Before I was ever like, I came out as bisexual, I had no idea, like, what my sexuality was. Because I was, I don't know. It wasn't until like I hit 20 that I was like, okay, like, who am I? Like, who am I? Because half the time I didn't know if like I was into women or if I was into men, and I don't know. I was so confused because for some reason I was attracted to both women and men, but I kept on thinking this is impossible. One someone like me could not be attracted to both, but somehow I am attracted to both. So what does that mean? And it wasn't until later in my 20s, around the beginning of my 20s, that I figured out I was bi. So, yeah. I think the first time though, when I did realize I was bi, I was just like, okay, how do I don't know. How do I date for one thing? So, yeah. Um, I tried the dating scene as a first time bisexual, like out in the open, and I figured, okay, being bisexual, that's not hard, is it? Until I tried and looked at my dating life and I realized my dating life, whether I went on a date with a woman or a man, it was just gonna suck. It was just gonna suck, okay? I have tried multiple times to date, and half the time they ended in disasters or just not really clicking, if that makes sense. So let's just say my dating life, trying to figure out if me dating women and me dating men, yeah, it's my dating life just is not going well. It is not. And I think it's because since I'm an adult in my 20s, I have to like figure out like, okay, I need to find someone that might be more like I'll be with in the future more than like just for a while. But yeah, but so far that has not been working well for me. That has not been working well for me, and I have questioned myself like because here's the thing though that half the time even if you're like just a person who dates like anybody who dates really can understand like it's hard to date especially when some places like especially during 2020 and after 2020 so yeah. Do you have legs? Yes, I do have legs. I'm not gonna show you. I'm not gonna show you my legs. Sheesh. I mean, they're currently covered with a blanket. They're currently covered with a blanket because my legs are cold because I'm wearing shorts and also I'm next to an air vent that is currently blowing cold air because the weather in my state, I live alongside the East Coast. The weather in my state does not want to make up its mind about like what weather to have. So, do you have a what? Oh, good lord. Okay, well, anyways, sorry, I always get distracted. I always forget, like, I have things underneath this desk. Um, okay, where are you from? I'm from America. I'm from the US. You can always partner up with a, what? No, there's paint supplies under my desk if you want to get creative. So for those who haven't seen a few of my painting videos, um, basically I have a certain paintbrush that I call my makeup brush that I do that helps, I think, yeah, this is it. Basically, this is the paintbrush. I call it like my makeup brush because it really just helps like me blend in the colors on a painting, on a canvas. So yeah. Are you a painter? Yes, I am. Your art's yuck. Aw. Are you fruity? Hmm, I don't know. Yes? Maybe? I don't know. um, I don't know. I don't know. I personally go through like my own I don't knows. I go through like a lot of I don't knows. I don't know. Bro, ew. Wow. I can't tell if people are trolling or what. But also, here's the thing though. If I do seem fruity or act fruity, so what? So, it's a part of my personality. It's a part of who I am, okay? Here's the thing though that I just want to say though. I don't know why people troll a lot. Here's the thing though. I ever since I had opened up my social medias when I was 17, I have had a lot of trolls and I've had a lot of hate. And the most hate I ever gotten was on YouTube. I got a lot of hate on YouTube, and truth be told, it was not. No, it was not. And before I started going live, before I started ever going live, I started going live in 2025, I believe. I was posting and people were still sending very, some things okay, other things very hurtful, very hurtful. Um, Now I don't really know why people hate, but yeah. I just don't know why people hate. Truth be told, I feel like it's a waste of time. Also, another thing is though, I don't know why people troll. I don't know why people troll because literally people have started trolling me. Um, Pretty much ever since, like even before and after I started going live. So I'm not trying to like have a pity party or like play victim or whatever that was weird. Yeah, but I'm just saying though, I'm familiar with trolls, okay? I'm familiar with trolls. I'm familiar with people who obviously loves to spread hate, loves to troll. I'm very familiar with it. And I know for a fact that I'm not gonna be like everybody's cup of tea. Trust me when I say, um, trust me when I said today, after today, and all the chaos that I've dealt with today this morning, before 9 a.m. I will say though, I have now learned myself a quote saying that, um, okay, a lot of people will send me flowers, a lot of people will throw dirt at me, but really though, I need to think of it as like a garden, okay? As a garden, just let it grow, just let it grow, just let yourself like treat yourself, treat yourself like as if you're a flower, okay? You know, people will send flowers to you, to your garden. People will send flowers to your garden, as like generosity or kindness. And there are people who will throw dirt, who will throw dirt at you for absolutely no reason. Whether it's for their entertainment or just because they don't like you. But yeah, you just gotta learn with it. Do you have a girlfriend? No, I don't. I'm single. I'm single, and sadly, because my dating life sucks. Are you gay? I'm bisexual, but thank you. Yeah, so that's basically what I'm learning now. I'm learning that basically people, as I get older, I'm basically learning that, like what I just said, people will send me flowers, other people will send me dirt, but really though, I have to look at it as like a garden, really. Because at the end of the day, it's just a garden, okay? It's a garden. It's just a garden. And people will, like I said, people will send flowers to your garden, others will send dirt. Just gotta, like, think about it, you know? It's basically like a metaphor, I want to say, like when people like try to like throw nasty, hateful things at you and you're just like, just brush it off because, yeah. How old are you? You're already more observant than most 30 plus year olds. I'm 24. I'm gonna be 25 in May. I'm gonna be 25 in May. I'm gonna be 25 in May. And pretty much I am now I'm thinking about some brand new things that I want to experience in my life. For example, like I said, I've been thinking about moving, but not just moving, I'm thinking about moving to another state. So, because I just found out that North Carolina is more expensive to live in than New York. And after I've heard that, um, basically, basically, I was just like, okay, I need to find another place that's like at least affordable to live in. And I kept on seeing these signs that, I mean, I can ask you, okay? I'm just gonna ask you if you think it's a sign. So basically, I've been seeing these signs about a certain state. I'll let you decide. You can say it's like Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Mississippi, um, I don't know, New York, New Jersey. Uh, I don't know. You can tell me which state you think. But basically, I have been getting a lot of signs from a certain state in the US. And basically, what that means is every time I open up my social medias, I'd always see this certain state and how they're saying, okay, so they're doing this, they're doing that, and this is their housing. Another thing is, though, I've been at my job, we have a TV, and the TV basically displayed the same state. So I just kept on looking at it, and I'm just like, okay, is this a sign that I should move? Because I keep on getting like these weird signs telling me that I feel like I should move to another state. To another state. Like, should I move there? Because here's the thing, though, nothing's really planned at the moment. It's just a thought. It's just a thought. So, but I have been thinking about moving. The only downside is I have to save up money for an apartment. I'd have to find a job. I have to find pretty much like what exactly I'm gonna do. Just overall, like currently right now, everything for me right now in that area is more like just thinking before planning, if that makes sense. So, yeah. So if the day actually comes and I say, hey, guess what? I'm moving to another state, then for one thing, I would definitely love to like document it just to like be like, okay, I'm actually this serious. I'm gonna be moving to another state. But I'd also need to get a job and find a place. So, yeah. But yeah. Yeah, so I know this live stream, by the way, I know this live stream has been crazy, but I just wanted to come on here to address like a lot of things that's been going on right now and pretty much how like my morning has went. Think I will be getting off live here very shortly, but before I do want to mention that I will be posting short videos. Um, I moved a couple of times. It's hard at first, but you'll get used to it, of course. Homesick will hit you hard, trust me. You're talking about New York, right? Mm, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Like I said, I'll let you decide. I'll let you decide like which state I'm talking about or like because like I said it's like a state that I've been constantly seeing and appearing in both my For You pages on here, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Also, the same state has been shown on the Weather Channel at my job on the TV, and also everywhere else. And I even hold on. I even got like an email, not an email, but a phone call from a realtor in this state, from the other state, from this specific state. And I was just like, I didn't even call a realtor or anything like that. Plus, they live in this other state. So, yeah, what? So, yeah. So, I don't know if that's like a sign that I should move to another state. And if those are signs, then yeah, I will definitely consider moving. Is it going to be hard? Yes. A small town. I currently live in a small town. I'm not saying small towns are bad, they don't have much, if that makes sense. Unless they have like that one thing that like everyone who lives there always goes towards. So, there you go. But anyways, yeah, so yeah, I will be getting off live now. So I will be live again on Saturday and Sunday. So make sure you turn on your alarm buttons to be notified. Um, I will also be posting short videos this week. So if you want to, make sure you click on the alarm buttons so you can be notified. Sorry, my throat. Hello. So yeah, so I'll be posting those this week. So make sure you hit your alarm buttons to be notified. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to my channel so you can see me post random videos here and there, and also watch me go live. Normally, when I go live, I'm either like painting or drawing, but for today, I was just talking. So, yeah. So, once in a while, I'll just talk in a live stream, but yeah. Yeah, and if you like this live stream, please hit the like button. And also, yeah, if yeah, thank you so much for joining my live stream. I hope you have a wonderful day and or night. And as always, take care, stay safe, and I love ya. Mwah. Also, that's one thing I also do if you're new here. Basically, every time I end my live stream, I always have to remember to blow a kiss. So like, mwah. Bye.